Hi everyone, welcome you all. I am Pushkar. I hope you all have a festive season. And I will hand over to our host Samruddhi. Samruddhi.
Hi, hey everyone. I hope you guys are doing good today. And actually, today you should not just be good, but you should be great because first of all, we have came up with a new session, and secondly, this just won't be a session or an ordinary session. We have came up with a new giveaway in this session. So, first things first, talking about the giveaway. In this giveaway, we are giving away 1 year of AWS credits and JetBrains licenses as well. So stay tuned, and if by chance if you haven't went through our previous videos or our previous sessions, you can find the link in our comment section as well. Okay, so now coming towards this session. In previous session, we went through the backend development. So we developed our backend for the app. So in this session, our speaker is going to enlighten you and also guide you and give you also a hands-on and the front-end development. And today our app will be ready to ship. So yes, that is it. Let's add our speaker. Yes, so we have Yash. He's our AWS enthusiast, and other say his introduction he'll give by himself. So over to you, Yash.
Okay, thank you so much, Samruddhi. So, hey, hi everyone. My name is Yash Karande, and I'm currently working with Entrata as a full stack engineer. And my preferred stack is PHP, Node.js, and Django for the backend. And for the front end, I usually use React and Angular. And my preferred, can say, the cloud stack is AWS and GCP. So, that's it for my intro actually. And so we'll just directly getting started with our session now. Okay, yeah, over to you, Samruddhi.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's get started with the hands-on session. I hope everything you have got is ready. So now I'll just log off, and Yash will handle. It's over to you, Yash. You can handle from you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. So we'll be getting started now. We'll just go through a recap of the previous app, whatever we have built till now. We have started with our backend and completed the whole thing in the previous session. So we'll just go through the servers.yaml that we have made. Firstly, we have the basics of all the setup that we did for the our backend, and then we have all the environment variables that we needed. Then under that, we have the IAM roles defined for the DynamoDB that we have used to store our to-dos. Then later on we have all the function definitions and all the handlers of that. So this contains around 5 functions. So each of this I'll just quickly list them out. So first one is the post to do that will create a new to do for us. Then there's the get to do, so it will get all the to dos from the DynamoDB. Then we have an API to get a single to do with the whatever ID that will be passing to the same. Then we have delete to do API, so that will remove that to do from the list. And then at the last we have the update to do. So for each and every you can say function, we have defined a handler, and all the events are mapped with respect to that only, and this will create a API gateway for that. And then below we have all the resources listed. Under that, we majorly have focused on the DynamoDB table structure. So we have the attribute name and definitions, and we have defined our ID as the hash. So that will be our partition key. And if you need to have a we can say sort key or something like, so consider you have to sort the to dos with the based on the timestamp that your timestamp that the to do has been created. So you can keep that timestamp as a range key or the as a range, and that will be your sort key. So yeah, that's it for the serverless.yaml that we have here. Then later on we'll just go through the handler quickly. We have what are the you can say the functions that we have defined here. They are going to the handler dot can say the each and every function that we have written. So it will be our handler dot js dot, and each and every function that we have, we are exporting it from here. So each and every function contains the logic to insert a to do, get a to do, and so forth. So we have all these you can say we have built everything in the previous session. You can just if you haven't gone through it, so please, I will highly recommend you to go through it once. So like only the only change that we have done to you can say to compensate the or to our backend to run with our front end. So we have to enable cores for each and every function that we have uh, uh, prepared. So we will be just adding a course you can say flag under each and every function, and like that will be set to true. And the second thing that you will have to do is set the headers a header object over here, and like send each and every time send this header each and every time with the callback or the return of your function. So make sure that you are doing that, so you won't be getting the course error on the front end. So that's it. With the refresher, we'll be just going through the API endpoints that we have prepared. So if you are able to see here, we have the API deployed over here, and we'll be visiting each and every function that we have, and just going through how we are getting the response. So until here, we have the get to dos. So it will be giving us all the to dos that we have in place. So if you're able to see, once we hit that, we are getting arrays array of objects, and we are getting all the to dos under that. And then later on, we have a post to do. So I'll just quickly change title here. So once we send that, we should be able to get the new to do. So if you're able to see, we have the new to do inserted, and to delete a to do, we'll be needing its ID, and we have a delete HTTP verb, and we'll be sending that request. So that to do has been deleted, and like consider we have to update any sort of to do. So we'll be using the update to do API, and we'll be just passing the ID over here and the updated task. So consider this is the name. We setting it to just send it, so it should update our. It has updated that a to-do title, and so using this backend only, using this backend only, so we'll be writing our front end, and all of these APIs will be consumed on the same. So okay, so we will just get started with our React application. So I have prepared a simple boilerplate right now. So we have ran npx create React app and your application name. So that will be your to create your React application. So you'll be running this command, and your application will be created, and will be a lot of boilerplate code that we'll be finding in the you can say that generated app. So you'll be mostly deleting all of those. So I've already cleared out most of the things from there, and then I have just added this h1 tag. So you're able to see we are getting that h1 tag over here. So first things first, we will be installing a few packages. So we'll just add a few packages over here. I have prepared a list from the in a doc. So we'll just be copying those things and just pasting that over here, and then just running npm install. Let's wait for it to install those packages. Till that time, we'll just do a few you can say public HTML changes. So we have a few fonts that we'll be needing. So we'll just paste that under here. So they are just a few CD and Google fonts. So we'll be using those. Okay. till the time this is getting installed, we'll just create a few folders and create our directory structure. So we'll have a API folder, and under that we'll be having a api.js. So all the API calls will be writing under this api.js file. Then we'll be having a components folder. So what are components that we'll be building? So that those will be listed under this. Then we have this placed. Okay. Hopefully it gets finished soon. Yeah, good. So we have installed all the packages that we needed. Just remove this. Okay. So we still have our app up and running. Now we'll be just creating our can say the endpoint, the middleware that will be calling the backend API. So first things first, we'll be importing Axios. We'll be using Axios to can say access those endpoints. Now we'll be having a base URL. So that will be our this thing from here. So this will be dynamic based on the request that we want to put. So we'll just put it over here. Now uh, uh, we'll be first creating a get to dos can say function to get all the to dos from the remote. So we have the URL request URI that will be concatenated with our this URL, and then the URL. We will be returning the promise of access.get and then the URL that we have prepared. So once we are once we are doing this, so under our app.js, so what we'll do is just quickly call that method once. So we'll be doing use effect over here, and then calling the uh, import get to dos from our API. So we'll be calling this dot, then whatever the response that we'll be getting under that, and we'll just console log it. We'll just open this one. Okay, what do we have? Resolve. Okay, I will just have to restart it once. Okay, so if you are able to see, we have the okay. I have console log the response. We'll just do one thing. So it will be data dot, and we are sending the response in our data.res. So if you're able to see, we have the data, you can say the data body that we are getting, the response that we are getting, and under that we have the res, you can say key, and like under that we have listed all of our to do. So we'll be console logging that now, and once we refresh it, if you are able to see, we have those two to dos received, at our front end. So we'll be just do one thing now. Create all the backend, the middleware APIs, and we'll be utilizing those each and every API or at our app.js level file. So let me just quickly. I'll just do one thing. Copy paste a few things. So I'll just quickly have a few things prepared. So the second function that we have prepared is the post to do. So if you're able to see here, we have the post API. So to insert a new, you can say to do. So under that we have the title, you can say key, and that is the only thing that is needed. So title and its value, whatever will be inserting. So we have the post to do, and then the to do that will be inserting, and the base URL is prepared over here, and instead of using get, we'll be using post and the URL, and the second parameter will be our to do. So this will be as a is a it will be like a request, the request parameter to the you can say our post to do function. So the third one that we have is to delete a to-do. So we'll be utilizing this API that we have prepared, and we'll be using the delete verb. And the way that the URL that we have prepared is, so this function will receive a parameter, the to-do ID, that whatever we'll be deleting, and then the URL will be preparing in the way like so. AWS UG, what are the function, like the API name is, and slash, then the to-do ID that we have. So we have the format over prepared over here. So we'll be passing the request as the same, and instead of using post, we'll be using a delete verb, and same for the put. You can say to update the to do. So what we'll be doing is calling AWS UG NSK update to do, and will be the whole to do will be available. So that whole to do means, in the sense, it will contain the ID, is completed flag, and the title, the updated title, or anything that you'll be updating for that particular to do. So we'll be using this method, and we are using put HTTP verb. So we'll be passing the URL, and the second parameter will be our updated to do. So that's it for the APIs actually, and we'll just do one thing, quickly import all of those in our app.js. So that will be our main, you can say, state handler. All of their major state will be based on written inside app.js only. So we'll just quickly do one thing, define a few states. So whatever we'll be using, so that will be new to do, and then set new to do. Subject. So first we'll just quickly we are setting. So this state will be used to handle the can say the text bar that we have. The text field that we'll be having to insert a new to do, and this will be this, you can say, this state will be this hook will be used to handle that text inside the you can say that text bar. So the next thing that we'll be using is to-dos. So whatever the to-dos that we'll be fetching will be set under this to-dos. You can say that this variable, and will be this, can say this set to-dos method will be used to set these to-dos. You can say this variable under that. And currently we are just sending it to a empty, you can say, array. Then we okay. So I guess we should maybe just get started with rendering those to-dos now. So I'll just do one thing, create maybe a div. So class name will be a, and under that we will do one thing, create a div class name. So we will name this as a to-dos list maybe. So we'll be listing all the to-dos under this only. So list to-dos list over here, and then under that, what we'll be doing is to iterate over all of the can say to dos, and we'll be just outputting those for now. So to do, then we'll just do one thing. Maybe add it in a h3 tag and just enter that to dot. So we'll just oops, my bad. Return. We're using map, so we'll be returning that HTML from there, and we'll just refresh. Maybe over here. Let me just check that what is happening. Okay, we're not getting the list. And then we'll be what we'll do is const. So what we'll do here is call the method, the get to dos API method that we have, and like we'll be inserting those all of those to dos in our using to dos variable using the set to dos. Let's say hook. Then what we'll be receiving is get to dos list. We'll just rename this to to dos list, and we'll just call it in our use effect method. And what we'll be getting is so res dot data dot res. So we'll be getting all the to dos set under this to dos variable. So we'll just quickly refresh that. So if you're able to see, we are getting the okay. Remove the console log. Res dot data dot res. So if you see, we are getting the to dos list over here, and we'll be ending the same at our you can say the UI. Okay, so I'll just remove that from at least for now, and we are setting that over here. So like at least like with respect to like listing the to do, so we are like done over here. And what we'll do is like create a component for each and every to do that we'll be listing, and like we'll just create a file for that, maybe to do dot js, and we'll be list this will be a separate component to list a single to do. This should be a JSX file, and then we will be so we have the const to do that should receive a few props, and using those props, so what we'll do is return. So this will be our div class name to do wrapper. So this will be a parent div for a single to do, and like under that we'll just give a div. Under that we'll be giving a span. So for that span we'll be having a class name that will be maybe based on the title that we have. So what I'll do, just will not give the class name right now, and we'll just give a id tag to that, so that will be props dot single to do dot id, and then under that we will be rendering our props dot to do dot title. Okay, so this should keep a you can say the title of that single to do, and we'll just export the same thing from here, export default to do, and then using the to do you can say component that we have just created, we list it over here, import to do, like the components uh, the like the import will be done from the components dot to do, so out of the file that we have just recently prepared. So we'll just, what we'll do, one thing here is return the you can say the newly created component. We'll be returning the same under uh, here. So just replace this with that, and then to do will be given as to do dot, we'll just pass it like this, and then id will be given as, so to do dot id maybe. Okay, so we have replaced that over here. Like if you're able to see, nothing is changed over here, but what we did is just removed the rendering logic, and remove made a component of a single to do to list a single to do, and moved it inside a you can say a different file. So now what we'll do is maybe start creating a field over here, and adding a button, and on click of that button we'll just add a new, you can say to do in the list. So to do that we'll be adding a v over here. So div class name will be insert to do. So this will be a wrapper to you can say that single you can say code snippet. So this will be wrapping the whole you can say the insert to do logic, and it will have a text input field, and add button, so that we can add a new we can say add new to dos from there. Now what I'll be doing is add an input field, and class name will be to do field. You can just give any class name that you want. So we'll just give a placeholder to that is add new to do, and we have on change. So for each and every on each and every change, we'll be what we'll be doing is calling the where is it set new to do, you can say, oops, sorry. So we'll be calling this you can say this hook, and then it will be setting our new to do you can say the title with the title that what will be inserting, and we'll be using the same variable to post that to do. Like as you know, we only need the uh, title of that you can say that's a single to do. So we'll be passing the same, and we'll be preparing the same with the new to do you can say variable, and we'll be passing the same to our post to do method. So under this we'll just do the event that we'll be getting on change, and then we'll be calling this net set new to do, and then what we'll be setting it with is target dot value. So the event that will be triggered will be on the input field, right? So what we'll be getting the you can say the event from here, and from the you can say event. So okay, so whatever will be typing it under here, so that will be listed or that will be replaced with the you can say new to do variable. So we'll do one thing now is add a new, can say, button. For that, actually we need to create a new component. So we will be creating a button.jsx file, and under that we'll be creating a new component for a button. So this button will be used in multiple places. It will be like the add to do the update button, and like it will be also used as a is completed, like the check mark that we use to mark the any to do as complete. And then we'll be using it as a delete button as well. So we'll just do one thing. uh, Copy a few things now. By getting the props. So what I'll do is okay, not right now. So we'll just do right now. What we'll do is just return a uh, and tag, and under that we'll be setting the class name to maybe add to do, maybe add button, and under that on click of click. So we will be receiving a on click handler from the prop. So we'll just you can say use the same one. So we'll be passing the same props from wherever we'll be using this button. So we'll just set this on click to the props dot on click. Now what we have here is we'll be setting the id maybe. So that will be received from dot id. So this might be you can say undefined thing. So consider like while adding a to do. So like our task id won't be set, right? So this won't be set while for the add button. Okay, now we have let's wrap the whole return statement over here, and then will be props dot button. And so whatever the can say the button that we need to display it on the UI. So consider add button or update button or delete button. So we'll be using the same thing over here. And now we'll just export default, and then export the button from this can say this JSX file, and we'll be importing the same under our app.js. So let me just quickly import that. Okay, and we'll use the same component that we have prepared to can say like render a add a button over here. So we'll just do button, and then what are the props that we had. So we had a button name prop. So that button will be maybe add, and then we'll be we don't have the id, so we'll just keep it as it is for now. And then we have a on click uh, so that will be passed as a. So what we'll do is const b create. We'll just name this as create add yeah, and then add to do makes a bit more sense. Then add new to do. So what we'll do here is just console log the new to do variable. So whatever like the so what we have done here is created a handle add new to do. So this will be called on the on click of this button. So we have a on click of you can say on click event, like we are passing the on click you can say function as a parameter to this props, and like this function will be this function will be called on the on click of that particular button. So what we'll do is go here, and like we have whatever we have what we have done here is this function will be called over here, and what we are doing there is just console logging the new to do. So whatever that is inside the text field, we'll just console log that thing. Okay, now let me just refresh it once. So if you're able to see, I have added ABC over here, and I'm just clicking on add, so that is like console logging that thing. So now what we'll do is using this text, we'll be creating a you can say new to do inside our we'll be giving API call to our backend, and we'll be inserting a new to do for that. So I'll just quickly copy paste a few things. I'll explain it to you what I have done over here. So let's maybe remove this over from here, then to-dos list. So this. So okay. So what we have done here is the post to do method that if you remember, we have prepared it previously, and then what we are doing here is calling that method, and under that we are preparing a to do object. So we need the can say the request parameter in this way. So it will be an object, and inside that we have the title key, and the value that will be inserting inside our DynamoDB. And then in the same way, we are creating a to do object over here, and passing it to the our post to do middleware, and that will be passed to our you can say post method, and as a second parameter. So what it will do is go ahead and create a to do for us. And okay, so what we'll do is maybe click on add, and hopefully it adds it in the you can say backend. So we'll just quickly go ahead and refresh. So if you're able to see the to do is there. We'll just add in one more. So if you're able to see, we are getting that you can say that to do over here. Now what we'll do is add maybe a okay. So maybe we'll do one thing now. Create a to do. Okay, need to pass one thing here, so that will be the value, and that value will be mapped with our new to do. So what this will do is can say, so consider I'm adding 1 2 3 4 over here, and then clicking on it on add. So if you're able to see, it is clearing out the text field. So what are the value it will be in a two-way binding, we can say, and what are the value that we'll be setting. So we are unsetting the new to do to an empty string, so that will be you can say reflected on our input field as well. So being that said, so what we'll do now is on click of any of the to do. So this to do will be the title will be taken and placed it over under this field, and we'll be editing that to do maybe. Okay, so what we'll do is maybe add a new state that will handle our edit mode. Okay, let me do one thing, just copy paste all the states, so we'll just use them one by one whenever we'll be needing those. So edit mode will be setting when we click on any of the to do, and that what this will do is turn this we can say edit mode on, and what we'll be doing once that is turned on. So this title will be added inside the text, and this button should change to an update button. Okay, so what I'll do is a handle method for adding. So we have the add to do over here, create a new method under this. Then using this, I'll just then we'll be passing a prop to our to do component, like the edit to do. So what are the method that we have just I can say defined over here, so that we'll be using and like passing it to our to do. I'll just explain this method, like whatever we have done over here. So in a few minutes, I'll just quickly do one thing under the to do. So for this specific title, we'll be using a on click event, and like for that props dot what are the you can say on click events that we are passing. So we are passing the edit to do, so we'll be using the same over here. So you if you are able to see, if we are clicking on any to do, so consider AWS User NSK, so that is like auto filling this one, this text field for now. Now what do we have? I was going to explain you this, right? So what we have done here is we are getting that event, the on click event of each and every to do. Okay, and each and every to do contains like the you can say the title contains the ID of each and every this will be unique thing, and each and every span will have its own we can say ID. So we are using the same ID to compare the to-dos the to-dos list that we have already have, and we'll be filtering that to-dos list with by comparing the you can say the to-do that we have just clicked, and all the you can say the to-dos that we have in the list, and we'll be filtering out that one whatever we have clicked right now. So that will be compared, and that will be filtered out, so that single to do is filtered out. And like what we are doing there later on is setting the our new to do you can say variable, and that is getting reflected in our text field now. And then what you're doing is setting the edit mode too. So this will be using to you can say render a update button instead of the add button that we have, and we'll be using this one to you can say edit the to do. So I'll just quickly explain it to you in a few moments. So okay, we'll be adding this condition. So we'll be rendering our buttons based on that. Let me just find this method and keep it as it is for now. We'll be utilizing this whenever the user can say clicks on the update button. So that will be this method will be called. So what did we do just now is if you see, we are setting the set you can say is edit mode variable to true. We are telling the UI that we are once we click on the you can say any to do, so we are telling the UI that telling the React that we have to enable the you can say edit mode, and then that variable, so this variable is used to render the render the you can say button based on the whatever mode that we are in. So if we are not in the edit mode, we'll be rendering the add button, and if you are not, and if we are in the you can say update mode, so we'll be in the we are in the edit mode, so we'll be you can say calling the update rendering and rendering the update button. So if you are able to see, we have the add button over here, and once you click on the update button, so it is getting changed now. Okay, now what we have to do is, so once you click on the to do, so whatever once we what we'll do is once we update click on update, we'll update the backend to do as well. So just copy this function definition, and we'll explain what we are doing under that. Okay, so we have the to-do function over here. Okay, so what we are doing here is the current edit to do. So we are setting that variable. You can say okay, the current this was needed to be explained. So what we are setting this variable, what we are setting is once we click on any to do over here, so we are setting this variable, and whatever the currently edited to do is there, so we'll be setting that object inside this you can say current edit to do. And we'll just do one thing, console.log it once, so you'll be able to see what we have inside that to do. Okay, now when we click here, so when we click here and click on update, so uh, we are console logging that, and if you're able to see, we have the to do's, you can say to do whatever the currently edited to do is there, so that will be console logged under this. So if you're able to see, I'm just clicking on abcdef this to do, and I'm clicking on update, so that is uh, showing the that selected to do in the current edited to do variable. Now we'll be using the same we are using the same variable, uh, like uh, spreading that same variable, and getting all the keys, and what we are overriding is only the title. So what is the title that the user will be updating? So let me here 5678, and once we click on update, so what will it will do is take all the attributes from the previous to do. So id and is completed will be taken from the previous to do, and the only the title will be taken from this text field, and that will be added inside our new to do. So in this way we are creating that object, and we are then you can say calling the update method, and that will be what that will do is we are passing the to do single to do to that, and what we are you can say calling that base url, and sending the put request to using the axios. So this should be working by now. Let me just quickly call the update method. So if you're able to see, we are can say the field is getting updated. Sorry, the single to do is getting updated. We'll just quickly refresh that one. So if you're able to see, we are seeing that that single to do has been updated. Let me just quickly do one thing, maybe 567 and then update. So we are sure our I can say update method is working fine. Okay, now what we'll do is, so what is remaining? Okay, we have done listing, we have done addition, we have done updation. So only one thing is remaining is deleting the to do. So we'll just quickly add that thing. Okay, now we'll be adding a handle method for the same under our app.js. So whatever we have done till now for update, edit, and everything, so we'll be adding the same to handle that. Okay, okay, this was an main thing, right? So once we are updating that to do, so what we'll be doing is if we get a proper result, we'll be setting a message. So this message will be displayed at the bottom of the we can say application. So we'll be soon be rendering that, and then we have the get to dos. We are calling the get to dos. So what this is doing is getting all the to dos, and we are setting. So we are just refreshing that you can say the list that we have prepared over here, and then we are just setting the edit mode to false, as we have to reset our we can say form to you can say to add button, and empty out this string, so that the edit mode goes off, and we are just in a mode to can say add a new to do. So we are doing the same under this, and inside the catch method actually. So if we are getting any type of error from the backend, so we'll be we are just console logging that, and we'll be setting the method to setting the message to fail to update the to do, or fail to you can say delete the to do, or we have edit update, and okay. So I'll just do one thing, try to add the to do, set a message under this as well. So we'll be rendering that method soon. Rendering the message soon. So we have the what we'll do is pass the handle delete to do to this method. So we'll be passing a new prop. We'll just maybe create a new prop over here. Okay, and under that we'll be creating we'll be create a button. Okay, so we have a span div. Okay, we'll just create a new div. We paste this over here, move this. We have to import. Okay, we are importing the same I can say button component that we have prepared and using the same over here. So what are things we are passing to that button is button name, on click event. So the button can say what is the button name that we'll be rendering. So the on click event and the ID, and the extra prop that we have is a class name. So we'll be using we'll be enhancing our UI soon. So can say we are passing this class name right now. So we'll be using that in our button.jsx soon. Okay, now once we do that, so to do delete to do, and under our app.js, so what we'll do is delete to do, that this prop will be passed, and the method that we have just written, so this will be passed over here. Okay, and once a user can say clicks on the delete to do delete this delete button that we have over here, so once the user clicks on that, so this method will be called, and under that we have a event. You can say we are receiving the event as a parameter, and if you are able to see for each and every button we have the id tag, and that id tag depicts the id of each and every to do at the backend level. So we'll be using the same id to send the api request to the backend, and we'll be deleting that particular to do from there. So we are calling this method, and what we are doing is just passing the delete to do can say what this delete to do method requires is the only the to do id, and that will take care of the deleting the to do. So we're passing the same to that can say the delete to do method, and then as previously that we have done. So under the demo block we'll be receiving a proper result, and we'll just set our message to do deleted successfully, and we'll be getting the newly rendered, can say the new list to be rendered, and then we have the catch block, and we are just console logging the error, and we are setting the appropriate message. So once we click on this you can say delete button, this to do should get deleted. We'll just quickly refresh that once. If you're able to see that list is not getting rendered. Okay. So once we delete we are deleting this abcdef to do now. So I'll just quickly delete and refresh it once again. So if you're able to see our can say delete operation is also done, and it is properly deleting the to dos at the can say from the database. Okay, so what do we have to do now is just one last thing that is remaining is maybe marking the to do as completed. So what we'll do is mark to do as complete. So we'll just copy, add the handle method over here, and then okay. And what we are doing here is getting the event, then we are filtering that event as per we did for our edit to do, and then we are what we are doing is getting that to do, and we are just marking the you can say is boolean to not of the is completed. So we will be just the toggling that is complete flag. Okay, and we are just as previously we are just spreading out the current to do, or what to do that we have that the user has clicked on, and then we are just sending the I can say the id and title will remain the same. The only thing that will be changing is the is completed flag. So we are just can say noting that, and true will be false and false will be set to true, and then we are passing the same we can say the same to do as an object to the update to do method. We are utilizing the same update to do that we used to update our you can say to do title, and then the same handling that we are doing that we were doing previously. So we are just setting our you can say edit mode to false, and setting our to do to let's say empty, and then get to do list. We are getting the to dos to you can say render the list again. Okay, so we don't need this over here. Okay, so what we'll do is uh, pass the pass the method that we have just prepared as a prop to our to do component, and we'll be writing the you can say button to hit that to do maybe. And what we'll do button, so rendering. So wrong click will be mark to do complete, whatever we are passing it from there. Now the button name, okay, this should not be there. Now our button name, this will be you can say based on uh, the completed to do should be marked as completed. Okay, and like the you can say that a non-completed to do will be marked as not completed, and when the user clicks it, those things will be altered. So we'll do the same thing over here, and we'll just pass a is completed can say prop to that button. Okay, and maybe okay. Under that, so under that button we'll be having our props. So the button name, we'll be just comparing a few things now. Consider this, and we'll be using the. So these are just like temporary fixes. So we what we'll do is enhance the UI in a bit. So not complete, and we'll be just rendering that name. I'll just okay, do a few changes and explain it to you. So I'll be setting this to completed, and okay. So fine. Just give me a sec. So true, false. Now the completed to do is marked as can say is completed is true for updated task file 6 7, and if you're able to see that button is named as completed. Okay, and for the other two ones it is showing as mark complete. So we are rendering the you can say a name based on the you can say is complete flag, and we have just added a extra flag over here. That is just the you can say sorry extra condition over here to ignore this condition for the other you can say buttons that we have. So consider add and update, so those don't need this conditional logic over there. So once we you can say click on mark complete, so this should update that to do actually. So if you're able to see this just got marked as completed, and we'll just hit the your can say our API once. If you're able to see the the is completed field has been set to true. The same thing should be you can say done the reverse thing. So if we click on completed to do, so it should reflect as a non-completed. We can say is complete should be set to false. So this should be set to false now. Okay, so what is remaining now? Like most of the things are done. So what we'll do is just quickly in 5 to 10 minutes we'll just enhance the UI. I'll just copy paste multiple things now, and we'll directly go ahead and explain it to you, like what we have done. Okay, so yeah, let's first check like if something is remaining. We'll delete all the to-dos first. Then what we'll do is new to-do, add a new to-do. Then add is working. Okay, so add is working properly. Now we'll just edit. Maybe it is working properly. We'll try to check with. Okay, the is complete, like that is working as well, and the listing is also working as expected. And we'll just quickly check the delete one, so that is working as well. Okay, so like the basic, we can say code operations like that we expected, so that are done. So what we'll do is quickly go ahead and copy paste a few things, and we'll explain it to you one by one. Okay, so under the button actually we have we'll be creating a new a few css files as well. So button.css, and under this we have to-do.css. Button.css, like this is totally like this totally depends on you, like how you would like to enhance your apps UI. So I have like added a, you can say this is a pretty repetitive code that we have that I have written over here, but you can definitely like use style components and like or maybe other frameworks that you might be liking to, you can say use with the React for CS specific things. So and like you'll be it will be easier to enhance your app based on that. And for the button.css, okay, sorry, this should go inside button.css, and then we have our to-do css. Okay, so what we'll do is we import the css, respective css inside their own files. So dot slash to-do.css, and then for button.jsx we'll be importing the button.css file now. Okay, now so what I'll do is copy the whole button.jsx now, and we'll just show you what we are doing over there. So okay, what we are doing here is and import a few icons. So we have like installed the React icons package, and we are using the same icons from the same package itself. So what we are doing here is the button is receiving multiple props now. So that is receiving the class name. So this depends on the you can say the button that we are rendering. So it will be different for each and every, you can say button. So consider this add button. So that will be different for like the class name will be add button for that. For check mark, this will be you can say like this should be a edit button. Will be needing to update our props from there, and like if you're able to see, we have the delete button over here. Now what I'll do is, okay, so we'll just continue with this actually. Then we have the class name for we are using the preparing the class name over here and like passing it to the you can say our button. Then we have the on click event. So for each and every, you can say button, we have an on click event. So the this will be handled by that, and like we have the ID prop that will be required to update and you can say mark the to do as completed. And below here we have you can say a few CSS related things. So what we are doing here is if the you can say to do name that you are passing is add or update, so we are rendering the directly the button name over here, as you are able to see. So we are like rendering the add can say text. Once you click here, we are rendering the update text over here. So like the text there that the text that we are rendering, we are directly going to show on the button itself. But with respect to these check marks and the delete buttons, we are not doing that. What we'll be doing is only rendering the you can say icons under that particular button. So that's why we have added a complete specific condition, and checked if the specific to do is completed. If that is completed, we are showing this filled UI. Okay, and if that is not completed, I'll just quickly once again, this to do will be updated as not completed, so it will conditionally you can say render the different icon. So that will be circle outline that will be rendered as when the to do is not completed, and this will be rendered when the to do is completed. And then the other we can say icons are just based on that only. So the update will be this icon, and then the delete will be this one, the add one will be this one, based on the button name that we are passing. So we have, you can say, handle our we can say button conditions over here. Then what we'll do is we enhance the to do component a bit. So copy, and then paste from here to here. Check if something we are missing. So nothing is missing now. Okay, so now we are passing the you can say the required parameters that this will be needing to the you can say our to do component. So if you are able to see, we are passing the proper uh, the class name that we needed, and the class name, and the complete to do class name. So it is properly rendering the colors and everything now, based on our CSS that we had written. Okay, so there isn't any major change over here. So we have just added a few, you can say, class names, and added a few CSS from there, and that's it. With respect to logical things, we haven't changed anything under this. Now what we'll do is under app.js, actually I'll copy the app.js render method, and okay, we need the CSS first. So app.css, paste those things over here, and under index, I guess we don't have it. Okay, have the fonts and everything we are setting under this. So it should the yeah, you can see the layout has been changed, and okay, so and a few things that are remaining now is we have rendered everything, all the elements that were required. We just need to, I guess, show the message that we had. So, and also a just one thing to mention, actually. Once we the our to do app is is empty, so it is not showing anything over here. So we will just, what we'll do, at least set a text that will just show there are no to dos to be rendered, and maybe this text over here, and we'll just say all things are done. So if you're able to see, if there are no to dos, so this JNSK, this will be rendered as the this specific to do will be rendered over there. And the last thing that will be rendering is only this thing is remaining. So the message that, if you remember, the message that we were preparing previously, and setting it to the respective you can say respective message that we will be getting. So it will just be a notification type of thing that the user will be getting if that their to-do has been updated or deleted, or you can say, or there are anything types of error while updating those things. So we are just showing that you can say message under that, and will be what is it? So under the get to dos, actually. So that is will be setting our message timer. So this will be can say set to empty within 2 seconds of time, and that will just clear out the timer. We are just using the basic set timeout method from JS, and this should do the trick for us. Now just refresh, then maybe add a new to do. Okay, we have, see, the message is not getting rendered. So are we missing something? Okay, maybe your timer is not getting properly rendered. So just quickly do one thing, set a timeout of 5000 maybe. And okay, maybe we need to maybe handle this in a better way, I guess. Okay, okay, yeah, fine. It is working fine now. So maybe last one, and once we add that, so that should add our to dos, can say based on that only. Update is working fine. Delete. So yeah, being that said, actually we are done with our can say application. So there is nothing, like I say, what are the changes that we did right now. We just rendered the can say message, whatever will be we are setting it to setting that to under this, and we are just rendering that message properly, we can say under the at the bottom of the we can say screen. Okay, so yeah, that's it actually for the application that we had totally prepared. So okay, yeah, fine. So what are the GitHub link for this project? You'll be finding that inside the video link, and being that said, so that's it from my end actually, and we are done with our session. So yep, thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. And guys, I hope this has been helpful to you guys. You guys must have followed whatever Yash has told, and also your apps might have been on the way now to be, to be shipped. So yes, Yash, it was a really productive session. You taught really very, you made it easy for us all to understand. And also, guys, again, getting back to the giveaway thing, the giveaway winners would be randomly chosen. So make sure you are participating, commenting. If any questions, if you have, you can just put in the comments box, and or in the Q&A. Yash will be happy, more than happy to answer it. So yes, guys, for any questions, you can put in the comments. And about the giveaway results, we will be updating that on our all our social media handles. So the we have collected all your emails through the registration links. If so far you have not yet registered, the link is in the comment box. You can go over there. You can register from our link, and once you have registered, the results will be followed to you on your email IDs. So thank you so much, guys, for joining in and your time. Thank you.
Thank you.